Okay, Pythoners. Day four. Day four, we're going to build off what you did yesterday with variables, and we are going to talk about how to input information. And inputs are very important in computer programming because most of the time we want the user to put something in. An example of an input is when you go to a website and it asks for your username and password. In the programming, that asking you to type something is an input. And that's what I'm going to hopefully teach you guys about today. Because so far, everything we've done, we've told the computer what to do or what the variable should be. Like yesterday, you said, you know, pet equals or quotation parentheses dog, and when you printed that, you got when you printed pet, you got dog, but you told the computer what pet was equal to. But what if we wanted to enter information that always changes, or even more important, we want to have somebody else give us the information? And how can we input that information? Well, with the input command. So the input is a command that lets us assign information to a variable. Um, there's two ways to do this. There's two types of inputs, one for text and one for numbers. And this is the same as the print command and any other command. We treat text and numbers differently. So let's talk about the text first. For example, if I ask you, hey, what's your favorite color? And you say red. Well, I'm going to transition over to the program. I mean, I can write a program that would do that. If you remember from yesterday, I can write a program that says color equals red and then print red. And when I run that, oops, that was typed wrong, wasn't it? Print red. When I run this, it's going to give me the output red. But the only way, you see what I did, guys? I'm not printing red, I am printing color. And now when I run it, I get red. See, syntax is important. Even I make mistakes in programming. This is a good example of that. So the problem with this program is the only time I can write this program is after I ask you a question. But I want to write the program before I ask you the question and still have it run and give me the same output. And that's where this input command becomes important. So I am going to add a new box. You can see this one, and I want you to keep this one here so we can type this one so you can notice the difference. So when we do an input command, there is three parts. The variable, in this case, color, and you always make it equal to something. And then you have to give it the command input. And when I give it the command input, I need to put that in. That's going to tell the computer, hey, stop, you need to get information from the keyboard. And that's where the input comes from. It generally, in most cases, is the keyboard. So to do this, I am then going to start my input. Well, when I start my input, I also have to start the question that I'm going to ask. In this case, the question is, what is your favorite color? Question mark. And then I have to end the text and end the input. What this line does then, it says color equals get information from the keyboard. What are you trying to get from the keyboard? What question? And here it is. Now, when I do this, if I am to run this, notice it gives me a box right here and it's flashing. It's actually waiting for me to type something. And so I go ahead and type. And oh, wow, it didn't do anything. Why didn't it do anything? Because I didn't type print color. Now that I have that here, I click on this. It's going to ask me, what is my favorite color? I type in red. it gives me an output of red. But here's the nice part about using input. I can run the program again, and I can just type blue, and it comes out with blue. I don't have to rewrite the program now. All I'm doing is typing in the answer. But please be aware of, and this syntax is very important. Color is the variable. It has to equal the input, and then you do a text. You're going to do a text information. That is a parenthesis quotation, and you type your question. And then you output the other. We can ask for more than one thing. We can always ask for more than one thing. I can say name equals input, parenthesis, quotation, what is your name? Question mark. And did you notice when you type this, there's no space between the question mark and the blue? You could actually add that space right there between the quotation. And then I could say pet equals input. And then again, parentheses, the quotations. What is your favorite animal? And we can even do a complex answer now. Because if you remember, all we have to do is separate things with a comma. So I can go print, and I want text, hi, and then I put a comma, and then I'm going to say name, then a comma, and then I want more text. Your favorite animal is, and then after the quotations, I put a comma, and then I type in the word pet. Now, when I run this, it's going to ask me, what is my name? Meyer. What is my favorite animal? Tiger. Now, here's what it did. When I typed Meyer, it assigned name now equals Meyer, just like yesterday. And when I type tiger, it says pet now equals tiger. And it prints, hi, Meyer, your favorite animal is tiger. So we can now make complex text answers in Python where you get to put the information in, and we can rerun this. I mean, if I rerun this again, what is my name? I can say teacher, and my favorite animal this time is a dog, and it will always keep doing this over and over again. All right, at this point, I want you to pause the video and do practice exercise set 1. Practice exercise set 1 on doing the text. And after the pause, you will come back and we'll talk about numbers. Go ahead and pause now. Okay, welcome back. So let's talk about inputting numbers now. I'm going to get rid of I'll leave those there. We'll just scroll down. So let's talk about inputting numbers. Please remember, we have to add a command to let the computer know it's numbers, not text. It's always, if you look up here, if I just do input, it's going to assume everything we put in is going to be a text. It's like name equals dog, or pet equals cat. It all stays as letters. So if we want to tell it numbers, we have to use another command, and that another command is int. It looks like this, int. When we use int, that tells the computer that we now want an integer. And an integer, of course, is another name for a number. So it's going to look the same, except now we're going to input just a little bit different. For instance, let's say our variable is length. Variables have to equal something, so it equals. Now we're going to tell it to equal an integer. And we have to put that parenthesis there so that it tells me to start and stop integers. Inside starting and stopping integers, we now need to say input because we still have to ask a question. And so that question is, we got to put quotations because now we're doing text. what is the length? And I end the quotation. And notice I have a parenthesis for the input, a pair, and I have a pair for the integer. You have to have them both contained because each one of these says a start and a stop. When I do this and I print length, it's going to ask me for what is the length. And I am going to type a number, and it's now going to print the number. If I do this and I type letters, it's going to give me an error because that int is expecting a number. In fact, just to show you, if I get rid of that int, and we would have to get rid of the parentheses, we get rid of those, and we just make this so that it's letters, and I run this, if I put in a number, it will print the number, but it won't, but as text. You can't do math with it. So make sure that we have the integer so that you can do math with those numbers. All right, so let me just show you the math. I think that will be the easiest point. So let's say length is equal to, and we're going to do an integer. It is going to be an input, and we're going to say what is the length, and quotation, quotation, and we have the parentheses there. But let's also do width, and that's going to equal an integer. And again, we're doing an input, and that input has to be in its own. And what is the width? And we have the end quotations, end parenthesis, end parenthesis. And then we're going to print. I want to say something first. The area is, comma, length times width. And you'll be able to see that it's going to ask me for the length, 5. What is the width, 4. And it's going to tell me the area is 20. So we can use this to actually do complex math. Um, the purpose of this is to let us change information quickly. So if I were to do this again, I can type in an 8 and a 9, it's 72. I can type in, actually, the length is 456, the width is 654, and it's going to continue to make the math easy. So if you've got math to do that's repetitive, you can write a short program like this. It'll do the math for you. That's what we're going for here. So these allow us to quickly make inputs so that you can get data and change the data really, really quickly. At this time, go ahead and do practice exercises number 2. And then the student exercises at the end. And you guys should be good to go. Tomorrow, you got your final project. So if you got questions, make sure you ask so you can get this all done. You guys have a great day.